Hello, good evening and welcome to ITV News Anglia.
Tonight's main stories. Hello from David and from me, welcome to the programme.
First tonight, farmers from the Anglia region have been among those protesting in London over the government's changes to inheritance tax.
They say the plans announced in the autumn budget could see farmers here left with no other choice but to sell up. The government says the changes will only affect a minority of farms.
Well, we can go to Westminster and our political...
Next tonight, detectives hunting for a man from Corby who's suspected of killing his wife have released new pictures of him on the run.
Pankaj Lambert is suspected of killing his wife, Harshita Brella, in Corby before driving her body to London. It's thought he may have now fled the country.
Well, her family in India have been speaking to ITV News and say they want justice. Well, Rosie Dowsing is live at Kettering Police Station this evening, where the investigation is being coordinated. Good evening, Rosie. Tell us, what is the latest? Next tonight, it's been 1,000 days since Russia invaded Ukraine.
The loss of life, displacement of people, the innocence of children caught up in the conflict. We've heard many truly heartbreaking stories.
Well, young soldiers continue to battle, and the east of England is playing a pivotal role, training thousands of Ukrainian soldiers here before they head back to their homeland and the front line.
Well, Hannah Pettifer has been out with the troops preparing for the trenches. Right, it is coming up to 6:15. Thanks for joining Becky and me tonight. Still to come.
But next, the International Conference on Climate Change in Azerbaijan has entered its second week.
Sir Keir Starmer has been one of the few world leaders to attend the event, which is aiming to limit climate change. It's a problem which experts say is already causing effects here with extreme weather events.
Kerry Gosney has been looking at how... The ITV Evening News is at 6:30. Here are the headlines with Charlene.
Would you bother with a goldfish? I don't know, would you? I don't know.
Probably not.
If it had a great personality, you wanted to bring it back.
What if it was Paddington, your dog? I'd be tempted.
He's one of a kind. He's one of a kind. This might be a bit niche, but if you had an old coal yard, what would you do with it? Well, how about transforming it into a wildlife haven and, for argument's sake, a model railway?
It sounds intriguing, doesn't it? Well, that is not...
With Brian once in a previous life. He's one of the most enthusiastic people you could ever meet. And we did a story, and they've got it there. They've got this prototype. It never got built. This levitating kind of monorail railway line. And it's there. And if you go out into the fens, you'll still see the stanchions.
It's real. This isn't science
No, it's not
fiction.
science. I know you think that everything comes back to Star Wars with me, but it is true. So go along if you can. Right, we're talking to science fiction. Computer data and games are instantly accessible on a hard drive, which is science fact. They're in the cloud up there, or they're available via streaming. But back in the good old days, which we remember very well, the black and white days, it was all stored on floppy disks.
It was. The plastic disks used for storage date back more than 60 years, but they're now obsolete, and there's a danger all the information on them could be lost.
But Cambridge University Library has just secured funding to look at how best to save what is stored on those floppy disks. And Stuart Lees is body this morning to ITV News Anglia. We all looked at... Hello, good evening and welcome to ITV News Anglia.
Tonight's main stories. Hello from David and from me. Welcome to the programme.
First tonight, farmers from the east have been among those protesting in London over the government's changes to inheritance tax.
They say the plans announced in the autumn budget could see farmers left with no other choice but to sell up. The government says the changes will only affect a minority of farmers.
Well, we can go to Westminster and our political...
Well, next tonight, police say a significant development in a 1967 murder investigation has seen a 92-year-old man from Suffolk arrested.
Yes, Louisa Dunn was 75 when she was strangled and raped in Bristol in 1967. But the case has gone unsolved for almost 6 decades. Avon and Somerset police said a man from Ipswich was taken into custody this morning. Robert Murphy reports.
Ed Sheeran says he didn't give his permission for his vocals to be used on the 40th anniversary mix of Band-Aid's Do They Know It's Christmas.
Next tonight, 1,000 days. That's how long it's been since Russia invaded Ukraine.
Young soldiers continue to battle, and the east of England is involved too, training thousands of Ukrainian soldiers here before they head back to their homeland and the front line.
Well, Hannah Pettifer spent some time today with troops preparing for the trenches.
Right, thank you for joining us this evening. Plenty still to come on the programme, including... But first, the International Conference on Climate Change in Azerbaijan has entered its second week, and the Prime Minister was one of the few world leaders to attend the event.
Well, experts say climate change is already having effects here with extreme weather events. ITV weather presenter Kerry... Well, next tonight, the Princess Royal has been in Lowestoft today to officially open the new Gullwing Bridge.
The long-awaited third river crossing over Lake Lothing opened to pedestrians, cyclists and vehicles in September and has been designed to ease traffic congestion in the town. Well, Victoria Lampard is in Lowestoft this evening. Right, the ITV Evening News follows us at 6:30. Here are the headlines with Charlene.
That's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah,
would you? Would you?
I can't answer that. I wouldn't want to lose my little Winnie, but...
How would you know that they would have the same kind of personality and stuff? Because surely the dog would just... I don't know.
Have to watch.
Who knows? I think Paddington, my dog, is one of a kind. Thank goodness. Right, now, these days, computer data and games, well, they're instantly accessible on a hard drive in the cloud, up there, or via streaming. But back in the good old days, it was all stored on floppy disks. We remember it well.
We do. The plastic disks used for storage date back more than 60 years, but they are now obsolete and there's a danger all the information on them could be lost.
Heaven forbid. But Cambridge University Library has just secured funding to look at how best to save what's stored on those floppy disks. And Stuart Lease is poster once they've taken the information off them.